On behalf of President Donald Trump and all the American people, let me express the unwavering support of the United States as you, the people of Venezuela, raise your voices in a call for freedom.
The hypocrisy of decrying foreign intervention here while opposing a democratically elected leader of a foreign nation and also calling for his forcible removal is just next level, dude. Oh my God. Everyone is going to hate me for this, but please show me how wrong I am by following my Instagram and DMing me about it. So let's talk about Venezuela today. Everyone's favorite country that's not even socialist. Venezuela is currently on fire with the right-wing leader of the National Assembly, Juan Guaido, declaring himself the interim president during the historic celebrations this past weekend of the 61st anniversary of the overthrow of Venezuelan dictator Marcos Perez Jimenez. Now, regional powers have already expressed support for Guaido, from the United States to Ecuador, Colombia, and of course Brazil. Brazil's very own fascist Jair, I hate democracy Bolsonaro, literally tweeted about how he will support the unelected right-wing parallel government in order to get Venezuela to return to democracy. Just so you understand how real that is. Speaking of others who also hate democracy but love talking about spreading it, the United States is not only backing the interim leader, but we've already met with military officials in secret to set up a coup d'etat, and we are now urging the Venezuelan armed forces to overthrow Maduro. Of course, this is despite the fact that democratic elections took place in Venezuela, democratic elections that the US called illegitimate even before they took place.
Nicolas Maduro is a dictator with no legitimate claim to power. He's never won the presidency in a free and fair election, and he's maintained his grip of power by imprisoning anyone who dares to oppose him.
So let's talk about Maduro's jailed and barred opposition, starting with Henrique Capriles. Capriles is a two-time presidential candidate, and he was barred from participating for 15 years because he funneled money from the Brazilian company Odebrecht into his own campaign. Then you have Leopoldo Lopez, who is Guaido's political mentor, and former Caracas mayor Antonio Ledesma. Now, Ledesma and Lopez were both leaders in the violent 2002 coup that briefly removed democratically elected President Hugo Chavez from power, and they both managed to evade charges for kidnapping government officials at that time. But Lopez was prosecuted for allegedly staging the violent anti-government protests where 43 people were killed, and Ledesma was charged with staging a coup and plotting to assassinate Maduro, a coup that was backed by the US, that is. Lopez and Ledesma were both charged with staging coups multiple times, and while they were technically barred from running, their parties and political movements are still very much alive, and they had every opportunity to democratically oppose Maduro in the previous election through Henry Falcon's candidacy. But these leaders chose to boycott and wait for foreign intervention instead. And I'll admit, I'm not a fan of Maduro. I think he's an unpopular autocrat, but his opposition coalition is composed of even less popular, creepy right-wing oligarchs who refuse to participate in elections and expect foreign intervention to magically elevate them into power. And that's not very democratic, is it? Perhaps this is why in the last presidential election only half the country voted and Maduro still won 68% of the vote. The irony, of course, is that we recently had an election in our country where only half of the country voted and our president only got 46% of the vote. And I don't really like Donald Trump, and he clearly has dictatorial tendencies, but that doesn't mean Venezuela should recognize me as the real US president. It doesn't work that way. Unless you're the United States, then it of course works that way. This attempt to undermine Venezuelan democracy is just the most recent episode in a long line of aggressive US actions abroad. There's no question that the US track record for foreign interventions and coups in Latin America is abysmal. Also, starving out the people of Venezuela and continuing to place sanctions on a country because you don't like its political ideology or its leadership is cruel and inhumane. But it's also the American way. I'm Hasan Piker. If you like this video, please share it with your friends and smash that like button. Leave your thoughts in the comment section below. Also, for a longer conversation, join me on Twitch at twitch.tv/Hasanabi, where I'm live every day after 5 p.m. Pacific. And if you'd like to help independent media, please go to tyt.com/join and join. TYT membership is only $5 a month and it greatly helps us. And this has been The Breakdown. Want to see more videos like this? Well then, subscribe to the TYT channel below. Also, don't forget to become a TYT member. You can get access for as little as $4.99 a month. Also, download the TYT Plus app on your phone or head over to tyt.com/join today.